Today we shall reflect on the theme, Friendship with God. And today, before beginning, let's begin with a question. What is the greatest act of love that one can give for the sake of another? I'm sure as we reflect on this question, we may have various answers. But Jesus has a completely different definition of friendship. He defines friendship as a mutual bond of trust and affection which people choose to have for one another. Similarly, this also includes the willingness to give oneself totally to the other. It involves a lot of self-sacrifice, even to the point of laying down one's life for another. A glance at today's first reading gives us the example of Cornelius. Now, today's first reading contains excerpts from a lengthy speech that Peter made at the house of Cornelius. Now, we know that Cornelius was a high-profile Roman official, but still we see that he was very humble. He was God-fearing, he was charitable towards others, and he would pray frequently. Cornelius was also a Gentile. And another important aspect that we see in Peter's proclamation here is that God does not distinguish. God's love is equal for all. God is never impartial. And therefore, all can find acceptance in the Lord. Today's second reading, John affirms that God is love, that God is the source and origin of love. And here we see that God is like a loving father who cares for his people and who invites them to be like him. We also see that God made his presence felt in history at the appropriate time. If we all look at the story of incarnation, the Trinity was watching over the world. And once they saw the mess the world was in, then God decided that someone should go to clean up the mess. And it was Jesus who volunteered to come down, and he died in order to save us from sin. And in this way we see that the love of God, sacrificing his only Son so that we may redeem ourselves. In today's gospel, we see God's love has been poured into our hearts. And because of this, we have the courage to have hope that does not fade, and to have joy that does not diminish. God's love is unconditional. There are no terms and conditions for it. It is not limited or subject to certain circumstances, but it is an enduring love that has the power to change and transform lives. And we see that Jesus gave his disciples a new way of loving and serving one another. He gives them a new commandment of love, to love one another just as he has loved us. And in this way, we see that the love of Jesus is directed towards the welfare and well-being of others. Sometimes we see that when we do a small act of kindness, we are filled with a different kind of joy. There is some satisfaction in our soul. And therefore we see that our love for our neighbors in a way is our response to the love that we receive from God. Jesus calls us his friends. Jesus cared for his disciples and he sought their welfare. He also enjoyed their company. And it is the same case with us. Jesus cares for us, he wants our well-being, and he extends this offer of friendship to us. But it all depends on us, whether we want to accept it or reject it. In a way, to know Jesus personally is to know God and the love that God has for each one of us. And if we can grow in this relationship with Jesus through prayer and by spending time with him, talking to him just as we would talk to our friend. And therefore, friendship with Jesus entails a loving relationship which goes beyond mere duty and obedience. We see that if we love our friend dearly, we will make sure that we do not do anything to hurt that person. Same case is with Jesus. If we develop a good enough relationship with Jesus, then automatically this will prevent us from sinning and from going away from God. And as we reflect on today's readings, let us ask the Lord for the grace that we too may be able to radiate His love to others around us, and that we may live as worthy children of God. Amen.